Number 9, justify each step in the following in solving the equation. So they don't tell us what we're trying to get for the answer. So we're going to take the original equation and we will say that we know that's true because it was given to us. Using rules of algebra, we want to get x by itself. I personally like to get rid of my fraction right away. So I'm going to multiply each term by 3. That's going to give me 6x minus 9 equals 2. Well, who says I can do that? The multiplication property of equality says I can do that. And this is for real numbers. What I wrote in blue is not necessary for this proof, but some students like to see that. Then I'm going to add 9 to both sides and get 6x equals 11. That is the addition property of equality for real numbers. And I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and that is the division property of equality for real numbers. Answer is a fraction, which is fine, because I don't really have a choice. X is going to equal this number. If I try to get rid of my fraction like I did up here, I'm going to end up with 6x equals 11, which is counterproductive. I need to get x by itself. So I don't necessarily like to work with fractions, but having a fraction as an answer is fine. Solve each equation for x. This is for problems 1 and 2. Just some algebra review. If we add 3 to both sides, we get 10x is 15. If we divide both sides by 10, we get x is 15 over 10. That fraction reduces. You can divide the top and bottom by 5 and get 3 over 2. Number 2, we could subtract 2x from both sides, add 4 to both sides, and we get x is 0. Number 3, you're supposed to multiply this out. So distributive property. X times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, and we were subtracting. Number 4, you're supposed to factor this, which is also the distributive property. It's just in reverse of how you normally think that it is. What's the greatest common factor between these two terms? Well, they both have a 2 in it, and they both have an x in it. So the GCF is a 2x. So what remains? 2x squared divided by 2x. Well, we're going to have an x left over, minus 32x divided by 2x. The x's cancel. 32 divided by 2 is 16. That is factored. Graph the equation. Maybe you haven't done this for a while. To graph an equation, generally you want the equation in slope-intercept form. That's the most common way to do it. In this problem, the y-intercept is 0. So that means it's going to cross the y-axis at 0. And the slope is the coefficient of x, which in this case is a -1. As a fraction, that's -1 over 1 or 1 over -1. These are identical things. So from my y-intercept of 0, I can go down 1 to the right 1, put a dot. That's what this is saying to do. Down 1 to the right 1, put a dot. This is saying to go up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1. In either case, we're putting these all in the same location. Using a straight edge, and I suggest using your company issued straight edge that's around your neck, you connect those points and that line is graphed. I ask that you label the y-intercept. Number 6, graph this equation, y equals -2. This cannot be written in slope-intercept form. Actually, I take that back, it can be. This is actually y equals 0x minus 2. Slope is 0, so you go up or down 0, you go left or right, however many you want, and this is your y-intercept. I suggest always start with your y-intercept of 0, -2. If it's y equals a number, the slope is 0, it's always a horizontal line. So we draw a horizontal line through this, and we're finished.